and welcome to the Open Mic Gripe with Jay Van Rye and Jeffrey, the place where serious and silly complaints come to chat.
Open Mic Gripe is a weekly podcast dedicated to hearing your gripes, grievances, and opinions on any and all topics.
Every episode, Jay and I will have the opportunity to get to the bottom of the issues which are lingering on the back of your mind and engage in order to create constructive conversation using a combination of lighthearted comedy and well-formed logic.
If you feel like we are wrong, inappropriate, or biased, then call in, email, or tweet and let your voice be heard. You can email us at openmicgripe@gmail.com or contact us during our radio show on 95.9, 6 to 7 Central Time.
Feel free to Google that at Radio Free Fargo.
Perfect. Stream it there. And so jump on in and gripe on the open mic with Jay Van Rye and Jeffrey.
Hi, Jay.
What's up?
I'm having a lovely weekend. This is when we typically record the shows on weekends.
Yep.
You know, whenever we can find free time. But one of the... you may know this, Jay. I don't know if our listeners know this. I'm heavily involved with a program called Couchsurfing. Do you know Couchsurfing?
I have heard of Couchsurfing before.
For those listeners who haven't heard of Couchsurfing, it's an opportunity for travelers and internationally minded people to host each other without any cost whatsoever. It's just it's a home sharing program. It's a way to connect with people when you're traveling, and especially
it's a hookup site.
It's not a hookup site, but it's an opportunity to get to know how
and
local.
Tell that to all those people that had stay with me.
For anyone who ever stayed with Jay, I apologize. No, it's an opportunity
now
to see
you
how...
have herpes.
If you'd like to stay with Jay, email us at openmicgripe@gmail.com. No, this is a great way to see how local people live in an area where you go, to connect with local people, and to have a much better experience than you could ever have staying at a hotel.
Unless you really love hotels and pools and continental breakfasts.
Breakfasts,
you heard me.
So with that in mind, I'd love to introduce... Costanza, you'll have to remind me one more time. What's your last name?
Albonetti.
Albonetti.
All right. Costanza Albonetti is with us today, and I'm happy to say a couch surfer who's visiting the area from Italy.
Yeah, mafia and spaghetti.
Mafia and spaghetti?
I hope that's how she talks the whole episode in Italian stereotypes.
No. Let's forget about it.
This is going to be amazing.
God, I hope that wasn't even on purpose.
All right, so let's start the episode as we usually do, and I've got a hypothetical question for you guys. And Jay, I know you've traveled internationally. Costanza, I know you've traveled internationally. You are traveling internationally. And as a traveler myself, I love to ask these types of travel questions. So, if you could move to any other country in the world that is not a country that you have ever lived in before, or a country you call home, and you have to stay there for the rest of your life and you can never leave that country. Which country would you move to but you could never leave again?
So you couldn't even travel outside of that country?
You could not travel outside of the country. You had to stay there for the rest of your life. And I know travelers hate this question because we like the freedom of being able to leave. So this is a difficult question to answer.
And a country that I've never been before?
Never been? Or that you've never lived before?
Or lived, so I can be there for traveling. Being there.
Yeah. But you could never leave again once you moved there. Not even to visit family.
I don't know. Probably Australia.
Australia?
Maybe.
Why Australia?
Because it's a good economy. It's still a big country with a mountain, desert, and beaches. And bitches.
I love that tone change. Because in my head, I was even like, did she say bitches?
Bitches or bitches? No, it's bitches and bitches.
Yeah. We probably will try with that. Or maybe New Zealand.
I love those bitches on the bitches.
How about you, Jay? What would you say?
I don't know. You know, I'm trying to... like initially, up until you said, you can't leave,
Yeah.
I was thinking, I'm trying to think of places where the cost of living is low, but it's great. Like someplace like France where you can get by with, a few $1,000 a month and you're living like great,
Yeah.
and you
Right.
have healthcare and everything. I don't know, but to never be able to leave again, I don't know, man. Maybe someplace like Norway. So even if I became a criminal, I know I'm going to be getting by pretty good.
Are you planning to become a criminal?
Well, you never fully make that plan.
Well, I'm not willing to
Like,
close off any opportunities.
Yeah, the chances are out there. Opportunity, man. I'm not going to turn down any opportunities.
So if you'd like to plan a bank heist with Jay, email
Hey.
us at openmicgripe@gmail.com.
Been working on my driving skills, so
Getaway driver, nice.
Be a good getaway driver.
Myself,
I
I would.
raced someone backwards and beat them in a pickup.
What?
In a pickup?
Yeah, my parents aren't going to listen to this podcast, so I can admit this. Yeah, I raced somebody on the highway. They were going forward, and I was going backwards, and I beat them, racing them.
North Dakota pastimes.
And
Wow.
and this is a North Dakota pass because I got out so on the highway I could be driving. Now this is in winter. I could be driving down the road at about 40 miles an hour, hit the brake wheel, whatnot, turn around and spin my pickup, and so that I'm going backwards in the other lane, but my wheels are going forward, and then take off.
You know,
Was that in LA? That's what happened back in LA, right? The people drive like crazy.
Back when?
in LA.
LA.
Oh, in LA? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing those kinds of things, but
We recently learned on our radio show that around the turn of the 20th century, the name Jay or the word Jay meant a hillbilly.
yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
You're driving racing pickup trucks backwards down the interstate.
That's true. Edelbrock 350.
Oh gosh. Okay. To answer the question, I would have to say Canada. I think it's a hugely diverse country with a great standard of living, and it's. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'd love to travel more, but I wouldn't mind being stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a nice place.
Well, an American
bad.
who wants to move to Canada, that's pretty new to me. They usually hate them back here, but anyhow.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
You've recently lived in Canada, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to hear the truth and the honest truth.
About Canadians?
What's your take on the difference between Canada and America from an outsider's perspective?
Okay, so for sure, hamburger, they're not that big in Canada like here, and guns either.
And
That's a big difference.
More
They're
guns,
more
more burgers.
Pacific place.
Huh?
A more Pacific place,
Okay.
like a way safer. They don't go around and shot people, or just, yeah.
That's an American tradition.
That's an American tradition, I know that. Very conservative.
Hey, we started in the West, you know?
Oh yeah. So tell us your story. What are you doing here? You're in the United States and you're Italian. What's your plan? Why are you traveling here?
Yeah, my plan is get some money from this country. No, I'm joking. I am actually not joking. No, I'm just traveling through the country and see this big, huge nature land. And of course, yeah, working my ass off.
Yeah?
Definitely, yeah.
So you're just you're driving through
I'm
United
driving through the country. I just got myself a car that I just called Bellamobile.
Bellamobile?
And
Bellamobile.
I got in Canada. She's a stranger here. And I already saw some people from Montana looking at it, and they say, "What the fuck are doing those Canadians back here?" I'm like, I have no idea. But yeah, and then so we're driving because I've been hitchhiking for so many years. I think I'm getting pretty old, you know. Still hitchhiking. And so,
Hitchhiking?
yeah,
I love
Oh, you say you're getting a little too old for it. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay.
But yeah, so you're traveling to the United States. How long do you have to travel for?
As much as I want. I have no plans for now.
And how long have you been traveling?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years between
Wow.
States and Canada.
3 years.
3 years between States and Canada, yeah.
Do you
That's
ever get a chance
amazing.
to go back to Italy?
I do. I go back to Italy for Christmas so I can party, get drunk, and then I come back here. Only the best.
For tradition, I'm happy. You're
And that's
very,
my tradition, right?
I'm happy you're a very traditional person.
Yeah, I am. I love to.
What do you miss about Italy?
Food for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'm missing there.
Well,
Family and friends.
But if you're missing the food, just go to Taste of Italy and have some at Olive Garden.
Well, I cook myself home a long time, but it's boring.
What do you think about the Italian food here?
Yeah, it's not really Italian food
Right,
here. And then
yeah.
at home there is mommy cooking and washing dishes. Man, it's a way easier.
Yes, it's true. Can I go and stay with your mom?
Of course you can. She's gonna make you so fat.
Well, I'll try to fit in with the local Italian culture.
Yeah,
then.
we have clothes.
That's cool. So you're going to be traveling through the United States and Canada. What are your plans after that?
I have no plans. Probably South America.
South America?
So I'll go for a cheaper place.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're going to be traveling for a long time?
I have no plans. Might be a year, might be 10. Who
Okay.
knows? I see it.
I have a lot of respect for that. I
Yeah,
think the best
absolutely.
plan is no plan. And it's really easy to live your life internationally. It's really easy to establish yourself in any country. So I applaud you for having the courage and the strength to just go and do it.
Thank you. I'm just retarded and all that. That's why I'm doing that.
So on this show, we like to gripe. We like to hear what people have to say, what kind of complaints they have. So since you're in the United States, let us know what gets to you, what bothers you.
Okay, stop to ask me if I want to buy a gun because I'm European. We don't use that. I'm going to shot my head. That's what people ask me all the time. You want a gun? No, I don't. Well, here in America, someone is going to shoot you. Well, I'm going to die.
How many people are offering to sell you a gun?
4, 5
What?
in the last 3 months. It's 3 weeks that I'm here in the States. Yeah.
4 or 5 people have offered to sell you a gun.
Yeah, they're very, very worried to know if I want to get a gun for my safe. Like, yeah.
For your safety?
Yeah.
So they think you're a delicate flower and you need a gun.
But they never heard me talking, probably.
No kidding. I tell you, I want a gun around her. I don't
or
feel safe.
farting, I don't know.
Oh my god! So you think the gun culture here is quite strong?
Yeah, it's definitely quite strong.
Oh my god! And you
I know
don't,
because it's awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
you don't have guns in Italy?
We do have guns in Italy, but just few places they have guns.
And the polizei.
Most of the people, they don't have guns.
Yes.
Well, in all Europe, most of the people, they don't have guns.
Except the mafia.
Except yeah, for sure.
I'm glad they're in safe hands. That's what's
Yeah,
important.
exactly. Glad that we are safe.
Oh wow. Okay, so what else about United States has surprised you?
Maybe too many hormones in me that makes me fat, and I broke my pants lately. That's maybe less hormone. I mean,
Well,
I'm sure meat is gonna be still tasty without that.
I think you need to clarify a little bit what you mean by hormones.
Like thinking OMG, like a
OMG?
badges.
GMO.
Oh yeah,
I was
whatever.
gonna say open my gripe. Open my gripe is making you fat. Well, hey.
Definitely.
Okay, so you're talking about the way that food is processed here.
Yes,
with, with lots
just
of
that,
hormones.
yeah.
Okay.
It still tastes good. It just makes you fat.
American food.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
they
believe
add
that.
this stuff in. Like in Canada, for example, they have different laws, and so you don't get fat, and even in just right here,
They have different what? Different
Laws.
Oh,
laws.
laws.
Yeah.
Laws.
Yeah. So Canadians, for some reason, develop their food differently, and they don't get fat.
No, they don't have OGM food. They don't have
GMO.
GMO food. They don't have hormones in meat. Here they put a lot of hormones. You know that?
Well, yeah, in the chickens and
No, in
Beef
all the
and-
meat.
And make them grow faster.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's making you grow faster as well?
Fuck yeah, I broke my jeans in a month. I'm not kidding. It's not funny.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, but
Welcome
then
to
I was
America.
unfuckable. Yeah.
Yes. I had the same experience when I came back to the States. I gained a lot of weight very quickly because the same eating habits that I would have in other countries, when I ate like that here, it was much worse. I could eat as much food as I wanted to in other countries because it's more home cooked. It's less industrialized. It's less delicious. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's just different.
Yeah.
It's not less delicious. It's just different.
It is
Well,
different.
no, I mean, I ate some of it. It was less delicious.
Have you ever
sometimes.
had chickens that aren't injected with hormones?
Oh, yeah. Well, not eat
They
it.
are small and don't have any meat on them.
But still love it.
Okay. I don't know. We're definitely spoiled when it comes to the meat products here in the United States. They put a lot of
Meat
emphasis.
and dairy. Meat and dairy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
so much good dairy. That's one thing I missed. Having access
Cheese.
to all the different types of cheese here.
Of course, Italy's got great cheese.
Italy does have good cheese.
Yeah. It's good cheese. Yeah, definitely. Sorry for the vegetarian here.
Oh,
They're
yeah, sorry
listening
for
that.
the
We're just talking
vegetarians.
about meat and eating stuff.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
But actually, that's a big thing about real Italian food is that it actually doesn't have as much meat in it as a lot of our Italian.
No, we do have a lot of meat. Oh, definitely, yeah.
Oh, really? I always.
Oh, I will eat any animals on earth.
No, I just meant like it seemed like when I've ate more traditional Italian, it wasn't like when my mom makes spaghetti. It's like meat with some sauce and noodles, and I guess I a lot of the other Italian that I've had that is a little bit more traditional. Just it seemed to be more on the vegetables and the pasta as opposed to on the meat.
Yeah, definitely. But we still eat a lot of meat, especially on Sunday. We still like barbecue.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I used to live in Italy. I spent some time living in Rome, and I have to say I also really miss the food. The best thing about just buying pizza off the street is, you don't buy it by the slice or by the pizza. You buy it by the euro. You say, I want 2 euros of that pizza, and the guy will just chop off a big rectangle piece of a table-sized pizza and
Really?
put that in a box for you.
Oh, that's because we are cheap people. Italian, we are very, very cheap.
Italians are cheap?
Yeah, we want high quality but very cheap. We can sell shit for $1,000.
How can you possibly explain why the most expensive products in fashion come from Italy?
I have no idea. Look how I dress. I'm broken. I don't know.
Broken and unfuckable.
Because I'm broken, I'm fuckable, I'm fucked. Yeah, fair enough.
So Italians are cheap but make expensive products for other people to buy.
Yeah, because they're cheap, but anyhow, we want to make money, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I definitely miss the food. I miss the street food. Here in the States, we don't have as much street food, especially
Yeah.
in the Midwest. That's something that I miss.
Well, it's so regulated. A lot of it is so more regulated than I think in
Right.
a lot of other countries where you can't just build a cart and take out your meat.
Take out your meat?
Build
In
a cart,
public?
take out your meat in public, sell it.
Take out your meat.
That's well regulated in every country, I think. Oh my gosh. So you're going to be traveling to Fargo. What's your next stop?
Next stop, probably Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Okay. What's in Minneapolis?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
That's one of the questions they always ask me people when I'm going to a place and like, what's the reason there? Oh, I don't know. I've never been there yet.
That's a very good reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll tell you. I'll text you later.
Yeah.
Minneapolis, nothing in here.
I've noticed that, though, for people who are used to vacationing, for people who are used to planned vacations, it's very uncomfortable for them to imagine what it's like to travel without plans.
Right.
And it's extremely uncomfortable to want to go to a place without knowing what to do.
Yeah. Especially knowing where you are not eating or where you are not sleeping. Yeah, it's hard. They have to plan everything.
That's the best part, though,
Yeah.
not knowing. Figuring it out when you get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's where the adventure, and I guess, where you end up meeting somebody like Jeffrey and end up on a podcast. You wouldn't have done that if you would have ended up staying in a
Definitely.
hotel or had it all planned out.
That's true. Definitely, yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I just, in my travels, I ended up sleeping on the beach because we didn't have anywhere else. But on the other hand, that usually turns out to be an opportunity to meet local people and get
Is that
invited
how
to
you
a
got
wedding.
crabs? Was sleeping on the beach?
Sleeping
Sleeping on the beach? Sleeping on the beaches?
On the beach. No, it's that's certainly the best part about traveling for me is the adventure of not knowing. But Jay, did you ever do that?
When we went to Thailand, we had a very loose structure. There were 4. We were there for a month and a half. I mean, it's no 3 years, but so we had 4 things that we wanted to get done, and that was it. We didn't know how we were going to get from point A to point B, anything like that. Where we were going to stay. We knew we were going to go into Kanchanaburi, go check out the Tiger Temple, go to a big beach party in Koh Phangan.
Koh Phangan.
I don't care. And yeah, so like that. So it was a very loose structure.
Okay. And when the last time I was in Thailand, I was traveling with a Norwegian friend, and we hitchhiked on boats, on supply boats, from island to island, going to these resorts. And he was a carpenter. I was mimicking him. And in exchange for helping the resorts build, bungalows and huts and such, they just let us stay at these really expensive resorts for free. And I love the flexibility of being able to just travel around for cheap without spending too much money and participate in everything.
I think that's one thing is I wish, even when you think about like your dreams and your goals, I kind of wish I would have had a skill. Just a skill that everybody needs, that I could travel around and use that skill, make money, and then work towards whatever my ultimate goal is.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I went for communication, and I can't. Well, I suppose I could always travel around and teach English, but
Yeah. You could. Carpentry is a great one. Nursing, if you ever can get a nursing degree, you get a job in any country.
And how do you make money traveling across the country?
Serving tables.
Serving tables, getting paid cash under the table.
Of course. Get always the best. Fuck taxes.
Especially Lubbock.
Did you pay yours? So you better want to make sure, right?
Oh, I thought you said fuck Texas.
Oh.
I say fuck
like,
taxes. I say fuck taxes. Fuck taxes.
I think fuck Texas as well, though.
Yeah, fuck taxes. Sorry, Obama, for that. I don't mean that.
No, I also travel. A lot of the places I lived, I made cash under the table. That's just kind of the norm when you're traveling, because if you're not going to live in a place for a long time, and I mean, especially when you're younger, it's a lot easier to get jobs. Just cash under the table. What other jobs have you done cash under the table?
I did landscaping, not blowjobs. Don't give me that. No blowjobs.
She was on top of your joke. She's smarter than you, Jay.
Oh, but they asked me to be a stripper. I was like, maybe, but I don't have enough tits, so it's not working for me. Maybe next life.
Well, no. Well, you don't have any cesarean section scars or stretch marks. You'd probably be fine even with small tits.
I had this, though. There I go.
Oh,
But
my goodness.
I fell from the bicycle when I was drunk as fuck.
Oh my God, you have one scar. The guys would never pay money to see your tits ever.
Wow.
Fair enough.
I did a number of jobs under the table. Of course, I taught English. I worked I worked on a horse ranch for a while. Restaurants.
You were a dude?
etc. I was a dude.
You were a dude for a while.
But that's the great thing, is you can travel, and there's so many jobs that need to be done, which kind of makes me laugh about how anti-immigrant a lot of the people in this country are. It weirds me out how people think, they're not playing with the tax-paying system, and therefore they're leeches. Well, I mean, having done that in other countries, and always felt welcome, despite that, everyone always made me feel like family.
Well, we're so regular. I mean, it's funny. There is comedians that talk about how free we are, but then they're talking about the analogy of, don't teach a man to, don't give a man a fish, teach him how to fish. But first you got to get a license, and then you have to get registered. Just that kind of big thing. So.
Oh my.
But Costanza, I got that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in your travels, what is one of the most interesting things that has happened to you in your last 3 years of traveling?
Most interesting. I don't know. Let me think about it because a lot of stuff happens.
Interesting or terrifying, hilarious, anything the most of?
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's such a weird question because so many things happen.
I know. I've heard so many stories come out of your mouth already. It's. I kind of wish I could remember half of them.
I do too because there are so many that sometimes I don't remember about it. I almost got arrested because I got inside a jacuzzi in Florida. And so they called the cops on me. I was in a hotel and I said, yeah, you know what? I need a hot tub because I deserve it.
Right.
And so I just went there pretending to be a guest of the hotel. And I don't know how they understood right away that I wasn't. And so they called the cops on me. And I was just going inside the hot tub. And the cops were like, we're going to arrest you. I was like, I didn't even get wet. And so I had to leave. And I was very pissed off for that. So, but that was kind of funny. I was like, here at least when you call the cops, they come. Not in Italy that they're like, yeah, we're going to be there, and then they never show up. So it's kind of scary under some point of view. But yeah, free weed.
Free weed?
Free weed. Anywhere.
Free weed?
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy here to find weed and good.
How do you get it free?
Because I have
remember
a pussy.
Those tits we were talking? Oh, she said pussy. I was gonna say, remember those tits we were talking about?
Yeah.
I want to know the secrets.
I was in Brooklyn once, and I was just talking to this friend of mine. She's from Australia, and I was just complaining. I was like, I want some fucking weed, and this guy just stopped us and say, hey, you want some weed? And he offered me like $5.
He just gave you $5.
No,
A
$5 weed. Like I don't know, like 3-4 joints of weed in a bag. I was like, sure, man, thank you. Welcome to America.
No kidding. So
No
you've
kidding.
experienced great hospitality then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Except in the hotels.
Except in that hotel that I will report it. That's not how you treat your customers.
When she said you were the customer.
Well, it doesn't matter. Maybe I was just checking the pool and then I can be your customer. I'm not gonna pay if I don't know how hot the water is.
You should have been like that you're an Italian hot tub designer and that you're just there checking theirs out.
Right?
And
I know. I could be so many things.
I'm actually a shareholder in the company, and I'm just checking it out.
When you said jacuzzi, I actually thought you said yakuza, and I was like, you got into the yakuza in Florida? Because she started out as I almost got arrested, and I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking interesting story. Oh, a hotel. All right.
The Japanese mafia in Florida.
I know.
He's an Italian infiltrator.
I was really intrigued.
You didn't go to the next hotel.
No, then I was too frustrated. I was like, I can't handle it, so I just left.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was Florida?
Oh, I still do it.
Yeah.
Anywhere I go, if I want a hot tub, I just like, yeah, you know what, I deserve it. And so I just go.
And get a little breakfast in the morning and.
No, I never. Oh, I crashed a wedding though. That's one of the things that I like better. That's what I did in Canada last year. And so there was this huge wedding going on, and me and my friend are like, yeah, let's go. And they were like, oh, in Canada we don't really crash the weddings. Oh yeah, but in Italy we do. I know all the secret. And so we went there, and it was a lot of food, a lot of alcohol, and we were like drinking. And then outside there was like a fire show. And everyone left, and we could steal anything. But we've been too retarded, and so we decided, oh my God, let's go to see the fire show. And so we went to outside, and everyone understood that we were too much, and so they kicked us out. And we left with no bottles, and that was pretty
You lost
sad.
your opportunity to steal everything.
I know, right?
So what are some of the tricks of wedding crashing then?
Oh, you just go there and pretend to be someone.
Okay.
You pretend to be someone.
Yeah, people ask you, oh, who are you? Oh, I'm the cousin on that guy. Oh, you know where the washroom is? And then you just leave the conversation.
My brother's Antonio.
But it would be great. You could just be like, oh, I'm their long-lost Italian cousin. And I think you could get by pretty easily until somebody goes, oh, I met your Italian cousin. And they go, We don't have an Italian code.
It makes it really awkward if you try to crash a Korean wedding.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
There you go. That's one thing I really miss. In Asia, it's extremely easy to just butt in on a random party or wedding if you're a white guy.
Really? Why is that?
Because they want you there.
Oh,
they
because then their party got cool because the white person is there?
They consider it something prestigious when you've got the foreigners there.
Why am I in a country that doesn't appreciate white people? This is my problem with America. Why don't I, as a straight white male, get more respect? I need to go to Asia.
Jay's not satisfied with his privilege. He wants privilege and be exotic.
Yes, I do. I think that would work out best for me. There we go. There, you want to know a country? Probably Japan.
You're gonna go to Japan?
Yeah.
And just stay there?
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
Oh, just because you are the biggest penis there, that's why you want to go there?
Hey, it's looking better every time.
Your penis?
Yeah. That's just looking better every time, too.
Oh my gosh. So, Jay, I have a very important question for you.
I feel like that's a lie, but okay.
It is of dire importance. This is... And, Costanza, you'll have to tell me if this is incredibly inappropriate, but have you ever participated in the Mile High Club, Jay?
No, I am not in the Mile High Club.
I am! Loser!
Jeffrey, are you?
I am not.
Oh, loser! Smooth!
Jay, let's go on a flight. Let's
Wait, are we doing this together?
Hey, it's a 2 for 1.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. You're free to go.
All I'm saying is the Mile High Club. It's a cultural joke. I think. I think it's not something that many people are a part of. Jay, define the Mile High Club for us for a moment.
Oh, it's having sex on a plane.
Having sex
while
on a
it's
plane.
while it's in the air.
While it's
flying.
I've always wondered, how do you start that conversation? I'm assuming, of course, that you're with people you know.
How do you start what conversation?
Well, okay. If you're like with your girlfriend or your wife or husband or boyfriend,
I say let's go fuck in the bathroom
That's
and be part
what
of
I
that.
said.
Did you know the person?
No, I just met the guy. He was on the plane.
That's even better.
Yeah. And he goes like, are you in the club? And I say, no, I'm not. And he goes like, well, let's go in the washroom. I was like, yeah, let me ask to the hostess some condoms. I'm coming. You know the meaning.
I just couldn't imagine starting that conversation with a stranger.
He did.
that one was-
And he did it well.
Well,
You know the meaning again.
wow.
Well, maybe not so unfuckable. Well, on planes, sounds like you're doing all right.
Fair enough.
It kind of makes me want to give that one a shot. Just start that
Wait, are you
conversation.
hitting on Costanza right now? Is that what you're saying?
Are we on a plane?
Yeah, if he's not on the plane, it's not fun.
Not happening.
Yeah.
Then you're just in the, I don't know, what do you call that? It's not Mile High Club.
Well, there's also the Mile Long Club.
Mile Long Club?
Yeah. Are you part of the Mile Long Club?
I don't know, what is that? I want to be there.
Well, take a train and fuck a stranger. It's having sex on a train. The Mile Long Club.
You
Yeah,
have to-
I actually did, but but it wasn't a stranger. It was my boyfriend. Then I sounds like a slut.
It can be. It can be anywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
it can be any.
I would never judge someone for their prolific sexual life.
No,
but
absolutely
Oh,
not.
me either.
I see. On a train, have I? I don't remember.
I haven't.
It would have been really awkward.
I'm part of the. Okay, let's see. I'm part of the Yellow Club. Would that be? I wonder if that's part
Oh
one.
my god! I really don't know what you want to.
What's a yellow club?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm making it up right now.
All right.
It's having sex in a taxi cab.
Oh, Jay was
nice.
on. Jay was on.
Let's go to New York. They have a yellow club.
Well, we have cabs here,
But
Yes,
they
I
are
know
not
it's
yellow.
but some of them are not too many anymore. But yeah, I've had sex in a cab.
Okay. Did the cab driver mind?
No, you just give him a few extra bucks and.
I thought you were gonna say. And then he'll jump in the back.
Well, a lot of times their only question is, Or say just like, well, keep it clean or something like that.
Jeez.
Don't leave me a baby here.
All right, I gotta know, what is the most uncomfortable place that you can imagine having sex?
Uncomfortable. Oh. Probably on my mother bed.
Oh,
That's pretty uncomfortable.
I would say on top of my mother.
I'm sure both of your mothers would disagree. Well, I mean, if they're saying. So I got a gripe here. I don't have a problem with people having sex in public. But I think you have to understand that there are real complications to having sex in public. Like if you go to the park, right? Well, first of all, there are hygiene issues. Like if you're sitting on a public bench, the next person who sits on that might have hygiene issues. But I was in the UK. We were walking through a park, and this really young, like 17, 18 couple were on a public bench having sex. She was sitting on his lap, and there was a board behind them, so they couldn't see behind them. And they were going at it, having fun. I was just walking by. I wasn't like sitting there staring at it. I should clarify. But right when it seemed like they were enjoying the most,
You ejaculated?
a dog came running across the park because someone had thrown a ball for the dog. A dog came running across the park and came from around the bench and came out right in front of them. And it scared them so much that she tried to, I think she jumped and got startled. And as she was trying to jump off, I think she couldn't because they were stuck together.
So this is like when I went to Thailand and I would watch those feral dogs get stuck together.
And I didn't stay to watch because, you got to respect that much privacy. But I have to imagine.
Not if somebody is doing it in the park, I am not going to be like, well, I better respect their privacy. I don't be like, Well, because it's a young, attractive couple, I don't know how you would feel if it was just anybody out having sex, like, in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
That's probably a different scenario.
I just imagine that the ambulance had to come and take them together to the hospital. So she needs sedatives to relax the muscles.
It just happened in my hometown that they found those two people. They were having sex, but they were 80 years old. So it wasn't really maybe that nice to see that scene. And they were like 80, very old people having
80?
sex. 80. I didn't even know that you can get a boner at 80.
And they got stuck together?
They got stuck together, yeah. They definitely got stuck together.
Oh, no.
Well, they have pills for it now for 80-year-old guys.
Oh, yeah, right. I haven't think about the pill. I didn't know that she can get wet at that age.
Sure.
They have lubrication, too.
That's right.
She needs...
Well, that's making me feel better. That's such a relief.
So that was your big problem with the 80-year-olds having sex is you're like, how are they doing it with a limp penis and a dry vagina?
Oh.
Thank you, progress.
It's like rubbing Velcro on sandpaper. No, of course they make it work. We've got all kinds of technology. Thank you, lube. All right, let's change the topic slightly. I want to know. So, guys, we're all three of us. We've done a bit of traveling internationally. If you had to give one bit of advice to our listeners out there, the people who have not left their home country, what would you tell them?
Bring always some toilet paper with you because you never know where you're going.
Ooh, good
That's
one.
a good one.
Yeah.
I like to always carry baby wipes with me.
Oh, I do too.
Baby wipes are my best friend when traveling.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like it very rough. And then toilet paper, I mean. Make sure.
You know, we might have
Make
gotten
sure that
off
it's
the
rough.
topic, but we didn't change our mindset at all.
But that's scratching acid, yeah. Toilet paper and tons of Tampax for the ladies. Well, and for the guys too, of course. You never know what
But
they
you
do
can
with
find
that.
tampons and pads everywhere.
Yeah,
right?
but sometimes happen that you get your period at the restaurant. And,
That's true, and they don't have that on the menu.
and
Yeah, could I get a piece of chocolate cake for dessert and a Tampax?
A new one, please. Make sure that they know that.
Yeah.
America.
A very bloody one. I like a rare meat.
Costanza, I wanna
Well,
say.
you know, I guess it is looking like some rare beef curtains, probably.
I want to say thank you. You're one of the only people who can make me blush. Oh, wow. Okay, so bring toilet paper when you're traveling. Jay, what would you recommend?
Don't buy women drinks.
Why?
Because that's how everybody knew we were American. My buddy would always try to buy a girl a drink, and they'd just be like, ugh, you guys are American.
Yeah.
No, she's an idiot. She was an idiot. I would say yes, for sure.
Well, you've been in the U.S. long enough now. You're like, I like this.
Oh,
So-
yeah, in the US, you just go to the bar, you just look pretty, shut the fuck up, and someone is gonna buy you a drink anyhow.
Empowering women everywhere.
Power of pussies, always.
I don't know. I couldn't encourage that. I've known a lot of women here who like to accept free drinks, and of course they're not, putting out or whatever you want to call it, just specifically because they don't.
Well, it isn't a contract, Jeffrey.
Right, that's right. And no, obviously women are never expected to. You can't just feed drinks and get sex. But...
No, yeah, but
Oh, yeah.
But it does. I would say that you're creating a risk.
Yes.
You're creating a higher risk just because you don't know the mindset of the person that is buying you that drink, and they might be the type of person that does think, I'm feeding you drinks all night. I mean, one is one thing. It's just like, hey, thanks for the drink. Now get away from me, weirdo.
A stranger?
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
I don't.
But if somebody keeps feeding you drinks, then it's like, okay, then there's.
No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna, give me more.
I'm just saying, yeah.
How much money you can left in your pocket?
We were at the bar last night, and she was trying to get everyone at the table excited to buy one of those boots full of beer.
Yeah.
And she kept like, let's buy a boot full of beer. Now, she was very great with her usage of let's. When she actually meant
with
you
us,
buy...
Let us,
Yeah.
and by us, it's you.
It's you. You buy a boot full of beer.
And I'll start it. I'll start drinking it.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I could ever I just think it's weird to have strangers buy you a drink. I mean, if you have the intention of establishing business contacts, that's one thing, but there's a very implied sexual, I would say, pressure to accept a drink from someone.
Oh man, when I go back home in my little town and all these farmers want to have sex with me when they're buying me drinks?
Buying your
is
drink?
that in Alabama?
No, it's North Dakota.
Oh, sorry.
North Dakota. But no, that's a common thing is that, well, I mean, come on. It's a small town. There's like 3 bars and a bunch of farmers with a bunch of money that they... it's farming and drinking.
So they go out to the bar and buy
if you
drinks.
go out and you talk to anybody at the bar, Jeffrey, you could get free drinks all night. Because you would talk to people, and a lot of times before I could finish my first drink,
Yeah.
I would have 3 more drinks
So, but you're
lined up
talking
for
about
me.
having a conversation with somebody before they buy you a drink.
Most of the time, sometimes you even get the drink because it's a small town and they want to talk to you. That can happen too.
And I think those are obviously different circumstances.
They definitely want to talk to you.
Oh,
Costanza.
yeah, my boobs. But I think it's like a game, right? So you try to fuck her, buying her drinks, and so unfortunately some lady, they can't handle alcohol, and that's why they should say no if they can't. But I can't handle alcohol a lot. Even if I throw up, I can still say, well, no, I don't want your cock. And so I can get as much as I want, and anyhow, I have the control.
All right. Do you ever accept drinks that are like open?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. We are at the bar together, so the server, she gave me directly. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Gotcha.
Good.
Oh, that's for
Well,
sure.
when I picked up a hitchhiker and let her stay with me before she headed back to Poland, one thing that she mentioned is, as you said that you had hitchhiked before, and everybody talked about how terrifying that is that she was doing this. And the point that she made that I thought was brilliant is she goes, I find it scarier that women go out to the bars and drink and party. She goes, that seems more terrifying to me than just hitchhiking and getting into a stranger's car. And I actually agreed with her on that point because there's definitely a lot more things that happen out at the bars with one too many drinks or one wrong thing in the drink.
Absolutely.
Than
Oh,
hitchhiking
you always
stories.
be careful, right? And you check and well, I don't know, because you can get in a very bad car with people and they take you in the middle of nowhere.
But you have to admit, you shouldn't get into cars unless you've had at least 30 seconds of conversation with someone. You know, and you shouldn't be on the side of the road with your thumb out.
She went to the she could join the Mile High Club after a few sentences. I don't know.
I usually just listen to my feeling about the car. If I feel like a little I say just no. You can always say no even if this car stop. You're not like you have a choice.
Yes.
Well, now, and I don't want to put any kind of bad experiences on hitchhiking, but have you had, you said that, you know, people drive out to the middle of...
I had only one bad experience. That this guy asked me for blowjob, and I say no. Then you can drop me off here, but it was like nothing dangerous. Just asked me, it didn't touch me anything. But I always make sure the girls they shouldn't never hitchhike by themselves. At least in a couple of girls or with some guys, but never by yourself.
Or just run into one of those guys that wants to sell you a gun.
Yeah.
Exactly. Get yourself a gun and then you can hitchhike by yourself.
They sound trustworthy. No, I think that, first of all, if you want to go hitchhiking, especially, it's a lot easier in Europe because alongside every major highway are rest stations, not like we have here, but actual proper rest stops with gas stations and lots of people. You can stand around all day and talk to people. You can say, I'm going this direction, and talk to the person and evaluate within a few seconds whether or not they're trustworthy. And they can see you, they can see that you're not.
I mean, that sounds good, but I mean, you do, like, serial killers are pretty charismatic people.
Well, when you jump in the car, they don't tell you, hey, at the end of the ride, I'm going to kill you. But anyhow, I'm a nice person, right?
Yeah.
They don't say that. So...
Oh, man. I don't know. I think that hitchhiking is actually a far less riskier way of meeting people and really getting to know the area as well. You get to share some good conversations. Definitely.
But, yeah, I don't know. It can be very, very dangerous.
Going back to the question I asked you guys about what kind of advice I would give, I would actually say within reason, you know, because safety is a relative idea. You're never going to be safe. 100% safe.
Well, if someone wants to kill you, he's gonna kill you anyhow, anywhere. And doesn't matter how they looks like.
Thank you. You're just. I'm gonna drift off to sleep really well tonight. Thank you.
Your neighbor is gonna kill you. Be careful.
It's entirely possible.
Probably nunchuck you to death.
I hope it's not gonna listen
I have
to
his
that.
nunchucks now.
Oh yeah.
But no, I would say if I had to give any advice, I would say yes. If people invite you somewhere and you don't feel like you're in immediate danger, say yes.
Yeah.
If people want to show you something special, say yes. If people have suggestion for you, take it up. You know, because by following the known safe path, you're only going to be standing in line with every other fucking tourist in this world. And by taking advantage of the advice of locals, you're going to have once in a lifetime experiences that you'll never forget.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, that's true. But still, be careful, woman.
Yeah. That obviously, and also be aware of which country you're going. You know, if you're going to India, find other. It's not a problem to travel alone as a woman, but find other people to travel with when you get there. You know, don't go necessarily walking around everywhere alone because not everyone has learned how to respect women in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was racist. No, I'm joking.
What's that?
And that was racist. No, I'm joking.
No, unfortunately, it's
no, that's
we're
true.
still
That's
working.
true.
Still working on women. I'm like in Italy. Holy shit,
No,
man.
in Italy, no one wants to hitchhike, and you don't want to hitchhike. It's dangerous. Yeah.
Okay.
We are getting worse and worse and worse. We have a lot of knife. Yeah, bad things going on right now. I want to hitchhike it.
Okay, put it this way. I know you're talking about how the American gun culture is a little bit out of control, but you're talking about you have knives. If somebody's gonna kill me, please shoot me. Do not stab me. Are you kidding me? Like, I would much rather
I'll take a knife. I'll take a knife any day.
And
They're not
then
gonna
you
kill
get
you.
to just watch this knife coming at you, and then just like,
What are you, Spider-Man?
and then just
You're
like
watching
jab
it come at
into
you and you're not moving? You can see everything
Jeffrey,
in slow
let's knife
motion?
fight.
I'm just saying, I'd rather have a knife in my gullet, get a little bit of surgery and fixed up, than have a gunshot wound and most likely die from it.
Oh, you don't think you're gonna die from being stabbed?
Listen, the people on the street stabbing you, unless they really know how to use a knife, like twisting it when they're inside.
Oh, thank you for saying that at the radio.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
everyone knows.
Now you know how to kill Jeffrey. You got to twist the knife.
No, I'd say Italy.
Yeah, but
Italy
I
is
see
one.
what you're saying. Yeah, that's true. Well, the gun is well, with the gun, I can shot you from here to
Right.
there.
But I'm not
going
to see it coming.
I also think that it takes.
I'm not going to see it coming. I'm not going to see this knife come in and be like, and just see it like
It takes a lot.
slice into my flesh.
It takes a lot to look someone in the face and stab them with a knife. It really does take a lot.
Nah, Jeffrey, it doesn't take as much as you expect.
Well, let's try. Do you have any guns? No, sorry, knife, whatever. Well, let's try it both.
We'll try both.
Call the cats.
Oh my God!
What you doing?
Don't tell me you've got a
Are
gun
you
in there.
really taking a gun? That's the real life, the real show.
Now, I'd love to. I want to tell everyone go to Italy. I want to tell everybody to go experience the beauty of Italy. But women, if you're going to go to Italy, please don't listen to all the charming Italian guys who want to take you to their house parties.
Yeah, never.
You will
They're
find-
not charming.
You will find yourself within an hour. You'll find yourself alone with a bunch of very large, naked, hairy Italian men.
Jeffrey, you sounds like you speak of this from experience.
They were so nice at first.
I know.
They were
and they are
so
so bad in bed.
They're bad in bed?
They are very bad in bed. They're not that passionate like we used to think. Well, like the world used to think.
Right.
Ah, but they're so charming with their words. Ciao, Bella. That's the thing. Women can't walk down the street in Italy without every Italian man hollering at them.
There are
Hey,
a lot
ciao,
of
Bella.
street harassment.
definitely. Or make compliments about our legs or our asses or our tits.
Wow.
They're fucking retarded.
You have to develop some pretty thick skin.
Okay, if I was in Italy and like you were walking by and I would like maybe like scream about how I respect your intelligence, would that go over better?
Now, why don't
like...
you shut the fuck up?
What I always have to ask, I really want to ask, when I hear people hollering at women on the side of the street, I stop and I look at them and I say, has this ever worked for you? Or are you just trying to look great in front of your friends here? Because to be honest, you look like morons to everyone else. I want to talk to them. I want to see what they're thinking. Why do people want to do this?
I always feel when dudes do like such idiotic stuff, it worked at some point.
No, it has never worked.
How
think
it can work?
It's
Huh?
a way
I
for
think
men
it
to beat.
has.
It's a way
I
for
think
men to beat
that's
their
where
chest like a gorilla.
I've said the same thing about dick pics. Like, I'm guessing at one point, one dude sent a dick pic, and the lady was like, yeah, I'll take that. And then that guy told another guy, and then it just spread. And everybody's like, all right, dick pics are the way to go. You send those off, and you're gonna get laid.
So you're saying like two guys are talking on the side of the street, and he's like, "Wow, hey, why are you hollering at women? Does that work?" He's like, "Yeah, my cousin Antonio tried it."
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's no.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. And then word spread.
It has never worked, men. If you ask around, please, has it ever worked to honk at a woman when you're in a car?
Okay, Jeffrey, I can say that back when I was in college, we have pulled up next to girls, like yelled at them, honked at them. What you doing tonight? Ended up at a party. Yes, yeah.
Oh, but you attempted communication and not just honking at them or yelling things at
Well,
them.
yeah, and then we yelled like, "Where are you ladies headed?" And then we're like, "We're headed over this way," and they're like, "We're dumb. We'll go there."
Isn't that creepy?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is kind of fucking creepy.
Hey,
how did you pick up your wife?
By quitting drinking.
AA is
call.
you could be a chick magnet.
Stay away from there.
Forget about it. It was
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
All right. So
I'm walking. No, God, don't even get Jeffrey on that. No.
What?
I did a stupid quote from a cartoon.
she watched Rick and Morty last
Oh,
night.
I'm walking here.
Yeah, she didn't see that one. Though.
Okay.
So this is we've got a few minutes left, and this is your last opportunity. What kind of advice would you have to people who want to come and travel to the United States, or what kind of advice would you have to Americans who want to travel to Italy?
All right, so the American to Italy, I will say, well, to the women, don't walk on the street for sure.
Don't walk
I'm
on the
joking.
street.
Don't walk on the street. No, I'm joking. Just, I don't know. I just would say eat as much as you can and steal as much as you can from my country.
Steal.
Steal
yeah.
as much as you can.
Anyhow, we're coming to your country, we're gonna steal, so we can do it both.
It's a good thing I haven't left her unsupervised in my house so far.
Find a cash job in Italy and please get the money and run away.
Oh my gosh. So Americans, go and steal crap from Italy because it will justify Costanza's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Exactly, just to justify. I don't know, I would say no, for sure, not hitchhiking in Italy, even if it's very, very easy in all Europe.
What about for men?
For men, so show to those Italian women what it means to be a real man. How they are in bed.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. That means arrive with your cowboy boots and 10-gallon hat.
I can't imagine a
try to
redneck
sell
going
guns
to my
on the
country
street.
and like, yeah, what is beer?
Try to sell
That's
guns.
not
to...
Bud Light.
That's not Bud Light.
That was funny though when I was in Brazil and I said, "Give me your most popular beer," and the guy looked at me and goes, "Bud Light," and I was like, "Okay, your most popular local beer."
Yeah. And what about Italians or any other Europeans who want to come and visit the States? What advice?
Except the drinks.
Make sure that you don't end up in a ghetto. That's what I will say.
In a ghetto?
Yeah, make sure where you're going when you come in. Yeah, in America you say, right? Yeah.
It sounds like there's a story there.
Oh yeah, I got for mistake one time in South Central in LA, the big ghetto, and well, it was fine. Nothing actually happened, but it's kind of scary, right?
Really?
Yeah, it is scary.
I never took that wrong turn.
What do you mean?
My experience
it's
in
really
it.
scary.
Okay.
I will say, yeah, make sure that you know where you're going.
Okay.
Because there are some areas that they're very like in every big city, I will say. But yeah, you can really get involved with bad stuff.
Wow. Well, Costanza, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our
thank you
podcast
for
today.
inviting me.
And in order to close out this podcast, we want to invite Costanza to sing us a song in Italian.
No,
Yes.
I'm not gonna do that.
What? What about in Italian?
Oh, I'm not gonna sing a song in Italian. Okay, I'm gonna sing a song in Italian.
All right. Let's do it.
No, I don't know what to sing.
Anything.
I haven't think about it. I can sing this song like come un girasole, giro intorno a te, che sei il mio sole anche di notte. Sorry for you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Well, okay, wait, and so you're going back for Christmas? So you're
Yeah.
going back to Italy?
Yes.
Bring me
Okay.
Di Serono.
I will bring you Disaronno. Yes. I will bring you some Parmesan.
Oh.
And I will bring you olive oil and some Italian bullshit.
Well, and so everybody, I mean, you know, if you're, where are you flying out of? Chicago, right?
No, I'm flying out from Vancouver.
Vancouver. All right. Well, you know, if you're in Vancouver and you end up on a flight with Costanza Albonetti.
Yes, please bring a condom.
Wonderful. So Jay and I would like to thank you for joining us and listening to the Open Mic Gripe, the place where serious and silly complaints come to chat.
We will be bringing you new episodes every week, and we encourage everyone to participate by sending your gripes, grievances, and opinions to openmicgripe@gmail.com or message us on Facebook.
Wonderful. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you didn't, check us out next week when we will be discussing your gripe.